Hello and welcome everybody, I'm on Barbarian and this is Crusader Kings 2 and we return here to a consistent world in which every episode kind of stands on its own 2 feet because, well, we always play somewhere else, we always do something entirely different. I mean, look at this, we formed the Holy Roman Empire that then became a bit too large. Maybe they will splinter, I sure hope so, but besides that we also accidentally created a mega Mali reformed African pagan here, there you go, yeah, we reformed that 100 moral authority, I think almost possibly unstoppable despite me leaving it in shambles when we, left it behind, but all that is fine. What else did we do? We did, of course, Konosuba, the Konosuba-led Bohemia that is Pecheneck Jewish. That was a lot of fun. That was actually really, really cool. We also can see the game in action at its very best. You see Khazaria here, right? And at some point, the King of Denmark stopped being Prussian and Catholic and became Persian and Sunni. How did that happen? I'll be honest with you, I don't exactly know, but I will always celebrate it. We also did the migration of the Fatimids from over here, Northern Africa, of course, down here into Egypt that has since been rescinded as their homeland, primarily because, well, the Crusades came, and the Crusades came a couple of times for this. I mean, look at this, Jerusalem and Crusader Jerusalem. Now, with all that being said, I, of course, I think a lot about this. What do you do here? What is your next step? Do you strengthen Catholicism? Do you weaken Catholicism? Do you even play anywhere here in Europe? Do you, maybe go to India? And I thought about it, I read all your comments, and I said to myself, you know what we're missing? We are missing the one true ancient successor state that everybody loves, that everybody wants to see all the time but never gets to see. That's right, we are going to play with a mod called Dido's Legacy, and we are going to revive Carthage with Antipater's Cosmas. You can already see that maybe I used the consul for this, like as a little help. Antipater's Cosmas is Punic, and he may or may not be a secret Canaanite. So he is a Carthaginian as much as you can be Carthaginian about, 2,000 years after they were eradicated. No, actually, it's like, what, 1,500 years? Something like that anyway. He's doing his best. He's just trying to get the vibe of the Carthaginian culture. Let's see whether we can revive both the culture, but also, of course, most importantly, the religion. Now let's take a look at this. And would you look at this? We rule, of course, from Tunis, from Carthage. You can see it right here. We rule over Sicily, we rule over Malta, and we rule over the southern part of the boot. And we are quite the interesting character. An intricate web weaver. We are a flat terrain expert, fat, proud, gregarious, slothful, trusting, and patient. And I will, before we do anything else, just make it so that we get some auto-assigned commanders, because I always forget about it. And we are also a secret Canaanite pagan. Now, as I said, primarily, the way, I see this, we are looking at a situation where I can revive this religion if we get lucky. The holy sites that are relevant for us here are Majorca, Tunis, and of course Malta. We already control 2 out of 3 there, and then we just got to be raiding a bit. I think what we're going to do immediately is I'm going to come out as Canaanite, and we're going to be Canaanite Punic from here on out in an attempt to revive the old faith. Now you can see Malta does not actually have any sort of temple, so we're gonna take care of that whenever we can. Now what I want to do first before we do anything else here, why don't we just take over the coastline a bit? He can be pushed into the inner being of this continent, of North Africa, of course. Let's take over Annaba. I think we should be able to do that. I think we should be good to go in that regard. And yeah, we'll start off strong here, right? We'll just make something happen, and then whenever we are done with that, I will go and form the Kingdom of Sicily, because that is our ticket out of here, out of the Byzantine Empire. I think that is exactly how we're going to approach this. So let's do it. I'm coming for Annaba. And look at that, while we are assembling the troops, one of the many events in this mod has triggered the new city, Carthage. Our once glorious capital has been reconquered. This monumentous victory is sure to bring glory to us Lekapenos and bring our once great nation a step closer to restoration. The city was brutally destroyed by the Romans after the Third Punic War, and since then the city has been but a shadow of its former self, more Roman than anything else. The city has fallen to many conquerors since the fall of the Western Roman Empire, going to the Vandals, the Greeks, and then the Arabs. But finally, it once again lies in Carthaginian hands. Kartadasht will be born anew. You know what? I'm gonna make the city Punic and Canaanite. It might make me cruel, but I need it on the map, right? We did not become cruel. That's okay. Reconquest of Sicily. Sicilia, Latin name for our former territory, has been reconquered. This monumentous victory is sure to bring glory to us Lekapenos and bring our once great nation a step closer to restoration. The territory was wrongly taken from us by the Romans in the Second Punic War, and since then all people who dare to call themselves true Carthaginians have dreamed of retaking the island. I thus renamed the province to Iaconia. Very, very nice. Now, I will say I edited a couple of things in the mod to make it so that I can actually play with it, because there are some requirements that are not met by me actually having a save game that is already running without the mod. But you should download Dido's Legacy, and I believe in like 769 there's like a... I'm pretty sure down here is a merchant republic that is Carthaginian. Very cool, you should play it, check it out. Very, very good stuff. This is an absolutely excellent mod, seriously. Well, this is just perfect. We have a Shia uprising as I am busy assembling my troops. You gotta be kidding me. If I dissolve these, then we gain practically nothing out of it. And what I could theoretically do is I could just like... I don't think we got this. No, okay, this sucks. Yeah, that's real bad. Okay, unlucky, man. We got this rebellion, we got this stuff going on. I dislike it. I really don't. Who are you? Sami's host? Are you kidding me? God damn it. Enemies everywhere. In every single province of mine are also enemies. You know, I accept a great many things, but this is one of those things that I simply cannot accept. You need to be defeated. Nobody takes Carthage, and quite frankly, I myself will be leading these armies on this flank. There you go. Let's kick some butt. I think we can do it. I think we can get it done. Get out of here. Let's go. They had no commanders. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know, if nothing else, the Byzantine Empire is at the very least protecting us against these damn Shia rebels. Now, we are taking out Hannibal, so this war should be over in time. And then we're going to visit the Temple of Astarte. But not just that, we are also becoming the King of Sicily. Or well, Iaconia, I guess, is the historical name there. Let's do it. Okay, I dislike this. I dislike this so much. I'm at war, conquering in his name. I'm having a good time, and he's like, hey, would you like me to have this title back? My answer, of course, is no, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create the Kingdom of Sicily while I'm at war. I wish I didn't have to do it. Breaks my immersion a bit, I'll be honest with you. But then again, look at this. Vasilevs Boethius II. I hate you. Now, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it so that, you know, we're looking at a situation where I am now the King of Sicily. And by the way, we have a white sigil here. I think it might be a conflict between mods, but I'll be honest with you, back in the day, there was no heraldry, obviously. So just saying, hey, we're going white because, you know, we don't see it as the flag of surrender, for example. I don't think that's an issue. And at the end of the day, we can, of course, always say it is a white eagle on white ground. Now, I will accept you revoking this title, but I am also certain that you're gonna give it back to me in a second, yeah. No, wait a minute, you didn't give it back to me. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he just keeps... Yeah. We did it, okay. Everything worked as intended. You fool! Vasilevs Boethius, you did not see this coming. And not just that, he didn't just give us back Longobardia, which he just tried to revoke from us, but he also actually successfully gave us Amalfi. I'm a big fan. I think that is really, really nice. What I would like to do, if I had the power, which I... Oh yeah, Calabria, look at that. You, my friend, get Calabria, and you are now a Punic Canaanite merchant republic in southern Italy. The dream is indeed true. Now, I just need to siege down Annaba, and then we're gonna have a great time here. Let's make this happen. And here we go. The war's over. Annaba is ours. I can absolutely not complain. Beautiful. Look at that. Yeah. I wish I could have taken the entire thing, but I really wanted for Carthage to become Punic and Canaanite. Had I still been publicly Orthodox, I couldn't have actually done that, because then the game would have been like, okay, we're gonna make it Punic and Orthodox, which is of course complete nonsense. Now, with all that being done, I guess we can gain some land. I don't really care. I think that is perfectly fine. I'm gonna hand out this province, of course. What about we hand it out to a bit of a priest here? Why don't you become the Lord of Annaba in full? And I need a new fella here in... Yeah. Wait, who's holding this? Not me. I'm gonna give it to this guy. Oh, wrong religion, actually. I'm not gonna give it to this guy at all. Quite the opposite, actually. Do I have anybody? There you go. You get Malta. I don't want it. At some point, I'm gonna build a temple there, but don't worry too much about it. My next objective, and my only objective as I see it, and as we are, is to essentially take down the Byzantine Empire. Because I need to be out there. I need to make it clear that we are the leaders, and that the central and western Mediterranean is Carthaginian and not Roman. So, why don't we try to hatch a bit of a plan here? We're making good money. I cannot go to the Temple of Astarte. We failed that, apparently. I'm gonna raise a Kippus. You know what? If we have nothing else to do, I just gotta wait a bit, because I do believe that we have a truce here, right? Don't we? Oh, no truce, actually. You know what? We're gonna raise a Kippus, and then we're gonna take a look at what we can do right after. Raise a Kippus. Throughout the ancient world, stele or kippi were used to commemorate great events and equally great people. The Canaanites are no exception to this tradition, and so, like those of antiquity, we may raise a new Kippus to honor our new heroes. Absolutely. For the glory of my ancestors, you have decided that it is time to dedicate a Kippus to one of your ancestors. It is sure to bring plenty of prestige and piety to you and your house. As this is a monument to your family, the public can all visit and admire or criticize your past family members. Construction should last a few weeks. Absolutely. I'm gonna build this, I think, in the name of my father, who is, you know, kind of in here with the wrong name. His real name was Consulus Maximus, and he made me Punic, he made me Canaanite, and He gave me clearly the direction in my life that I needed. With the design specifications set and the materials being acquired, now you'll have to wait a few weeks to see how your Kippus turns out. Let's do this. After a week, you decide to check up on the progress of your Kippus. There seems to be an old man standing and admiring your half-built Kippus. Walking over, he asks, "Who is this dedicated to?" To which you reply, "My father, who has sadly passed away." The man replies, "I knew your father. He would often pass by my shop and pay generously for my wares. Have some petty cash to help in the construction, I would assume." So usually, when I did this event back when I played this mod, my events essentially were like, there are crows sitting on this stone and it's a bad omen. But in this case, hey, we actually get some money, we get some prestige, some piety. Thank you. And please make me proud or humble. Yeah, okay, I can take either of those. Ooh. Checking up a second time, you wander over to admire the craftsmanship. Behind you, there seems to be a faint whispering, yet turning around, there's no one there, and the sound is still coming from behind you. The whispering gets louder, and you begin to recognize your father's voice. He tells you, "Wealth is the path to a great friend, and even greater... nobody knows. Thanks to this knowledge, I shall not disappoint you. I will no longer be stressed or depressed, never was, that's fine. I might become ambitious, probably won't happen, and a bonus for 1 year of +1 for everything." I mean, 1 year is just practically already gone. Having, you know, had we become ambitious here, that would have been amazing, but yeah, I don't think that's happening here. So at last, your Kippus is complete. This monument demonstrates how House Lekapenos has brought prosperity and greatness to your people. The craftsmanship on the Kippus is very ornate, with a line of text at the base describing who the Kippus is dedicated to. Now, what I love about this mod is that when you are Punic, it gives you all of this. First of all, the Kippus, very cool, but second of all, look at all of this stuff. This is insane. So much stuff going on here, so much interesting things that you can build just thanks to this mod. Seriously, play this mod if you haven't already. I would very much recommend it. An absolute quality mod. Now, what I'm looking for here is a bit of a claim. 5.5% yearly chance. Can I get a better chancellor? No. Oh, look at you, Hamilcar. Thank you. What's your chance? 14.46%. If we get a claim on Mallorca, I would have all 3 of the important locations of the holy sites under our control. Now, of course, I am also looking at potentially getting rid of Vasilev's Boethius II. How do you do it? What do you do to him here? And oh baby, Hannibal's legacy. Hannibal's name has become a byword for military prowess and ingenuity. In Italy, he crushed the Romans on numerous occasions, most notably at the Battle of Cannae, where he exploited the Roman overconfidence in their central formation, defeating the cavalry on the flanks and encircling the remains, inflicting huge losses to the trapped Roman infantry. We should set about recovering the artifacts once possessed by this heroic man. See, I'll tell you, I recorded this yesterday already, and it was my mistake. I'm never going to be tired of admitting when I make mistakes, and it was my mistake that the recording was corrupted, and back then I got the armor. Now I think, this time around, it's probably time that I get the sword of Hannibal. Let's try to make that happen, shall we? Oh, will you look at that. After poring over the battle records of Hannibal in Italy, you have gathered enough evidence to suggest Hannibal's sword was lost in the Battle of Cannae. With a bit of luck, I shall have them in my hands soon enough, on a journey. Come on, give me the sword, baby. I've never seen it before, I'll admit it. I've never even seen all 3 of them, you know, assembled at the same time. Are you kidding me? It seems in your overconfidence you have stumbled into a bandit's trap. What shall you do? I guess I'll lose money and cry for help and lose a leg. God damn it, how dare you? Hannibal's legacy. In a hostile land, Italy, you scour the southern coastline for any signs of Hannibal's falcata. You search the most likely spot in Valletta, and if your research is correct, this is the site of the Battle of Cannae, in which Hannibal must have lost his sword. One of your entourage looks deep into the ruined part of the city and discovers a locked chest which has clearly been here a long time. And with one strike of a hammer, the chest bursts open to reveal the curved blade of Hannibal Barca. At last, this wondrous artifact from Hannibal himself is in my hands. Absolutely beautiful. Let's take a look at this. I did notice that we also, for no reason whatsoever, hold on to the imperial diadem. I assume that the Byzantine title at some point, yeah, look at that, Lekapenos Sergios the Leech, my great-grandfather, held the title, and that is why we have it today. I wish I didn't have to hold on to it, but that's okay. Hannibal's falcata, the legendary sword of the great General Hannibal. It is almost in pristine condition despite its age. The blade is similar to the falcatas of the Libyan mercenaries employed by the Carthaginian Empire. It was recovered by Cosmas from enemy lands in Italy. Oh my god. Moral damage plus 30%. Defense plus 30%, War Elephants plus 20, Martial plus 4. I need to find more of these artifacts. They are insane. They can make me into a literal god. I like it. Oh, and here we go. Who needs independence? If you can gain Mallorca as it stands. It costs me a lot of money, it costs me a lot of prestige, but we gain a strong claim on the county of Mallorca, and baby, that is the dream. Now what I'm thinking instead is, why don't we just go for this failure? Do I pay anything for a conquest? No, I just make piety, prestige, and moral authority. And I think it is time that we go, what about... Ooh, yeah, I would like your capital actually. I think that would be a good goal. Let's go for his capital. Let's take over more of the coast and connect our realm to, well, the true enemy's realm. Of course, Mali, who I still think will probably beat us up when the time is right. I don't like it, but, you know, I'm just saying the way it is. And oh my, considering the influence and power Carthage and the Venetians had in their heyday, very little remains in terms of their buildings and architecture. Most of what was built was either destroyed completely or left to slowly crumble over the years. Perhaps now is the time you go out and learn about their ancient architectural methods? Hell yeah. Of course I'll head to Phoenicia. Sure. Phoenicia, of course, if you weren't aware, being right about here in the Levant. Sailing across the Mediterranean towards the Levant, a deckhand spots a fairly large galley that appears to be heading straight towards you. The captain starts to maneuver away from the marauding ship, but it keeps getting closer. A quarter of an hour later, the galley pulls alongside and pirates begin jumping across, hunting for riches. I'm not giving up without a fight. Why do I spend 50 bucks on this? Get out of here. But I will not give up without a fight. Having navigated to the old city of Tyre without too much issue, you now have the opportunity to wander the city as you please. To your surprise, some Phoenician descendants still live in Tyre. They offer to return with you and tell you more about their ancestors and their way of life. Sure, a steward, a priest, and a soldier. Go into a bar. I don't know what they do there, but I'm assuming they hang out, have a good time, stuff like that, right? Excuse me? I got a couple of people, apparently mad at me, trying to overthrow me. Well, I will most certainly not be blackmailed. Absolutely not. Listen, if you come for the king, you best not miss. That's all I can say. He has 7.34k troops. I'm gonna take them out right where we are. Oh, and very interesting. We are facing a rebellion, but we are, of course, currently not at home. Ugarit is the next stop on the journey, along with some Phoenician remains. There are also the remnants of the Hittites from the late Bronze Age. You decide to investigate a local temple ruined by ages of decay. Once inside, you discover that this was the old temple of Ugarit. What's this? The Baal cycle itself. This must be the only copy of it. Look at that. 200 piety. I get the Baal cycle as an actual item. And we did not become a theologian. Would have been cool, but, you know, I'll take it. The Baal cycle. The Baal cycle is an epic tale about the fight between the sea god Yam and the king of the gods, who takes many forms but is referred to here as Baal. Yam wants to usurp Baal, but is ultimately defeated thanks to the combined efforts of Baal and Kotawakazis, who forges the two legendary weapons Yagrush and Ayamur, which are used to slay Yam. The tale is now regarded as one of the Canaanites' greatest holy texts. This is amazing! I'm a genius! I'm bringing back old school canonism. I like it. Now it is time to leave. You've learned so much about the Phoenician architecture and the way people used to live during the height of the Canaanite civilization. Hopefully the return journey won't be so eventful. I'm going to become an adventurer possibly. Isn't that really good? Yeah, national levy size plus 20%. Ah, we didn't. That would have been so great, but that is unlucky. We might actually lose here, by the way, because the rebellion is quite strong. But now that I'm home, I can myself defend this location, and I think that is exactly what we're going to do here. This is in the plains as well. Let's see how this goes. I don't know. If we win this, we can destroy both the rebellion and the damn Amalalite Sultanate. Because of the rebellion, it has become so much more difficult to do this, but I think we can get it done if we just try hard enough. Please, tell me... Oh, actually, this should be like a really easy victory, right? Yeah, look at that moral damage, by the way, that we're doing. Oh my god. That is outrageous. The artifact that we have is completely bonkers. Yeah, look at that. We single-handedly won that. Had we not returned, I don't know whether we could have won it. But like this, I mean, complete victory. Honestly, how great is it that we came back from Phoenicia just when it was needed, you know? Just when we needed our very own prowess to dunk on these fools, to tell them, to teach them a lesson rather, you know, both of course the Christian Amalalite kingdom here, and then of course also the rebels. Had we not returned in time, I don't think we could have won it. I honestly think this would have been a massacre against us in a very, very negative fashion, but as it stands, absolutely beautiful. I mean, I highly endorse this. And here you go. Peace has returned. I have destroyed our enemies. Much like they deserve to be destroyed. Now, I'm still seeing a very powerful faction here. It's just a single guy. It is damn Amalfi. Amalfi. Well, don't rebel against me. If you do, you will have a very, very bad time. Much like literally all of these people here will now have a very, very bad time. And see, this is the beauty of winning a civil war. Many people always underestimate this. They say, hey, you know, I constantly am in civil wars and it always sucks. It never leads anywhere. But the truth is, and oh god, the truth is, if you are strong enough to have a civil war and to completely destroy your enemy, oh yeah, look at that, you will be in a position where you can revoke practically every single title. Now what I'm going to do here, something very convenient. I'm going to reclaim, or rather claim, Mallorca, and then I'm going to raise my troops, and then I'm going to start handing out the titles that I just revoked, because I think that, you know, ultimately is exactly where we need to be. I just need to find a couple of people that are of my religion, if I may. Oh, and look at that, actually. I didn't even notice that. Right, the people that actually came to us from Phoenicia are Phoenicians. They're not, you know, like we are Punics. They are genuine Phoenicians. I like that. That is really, really, really cool. And I think now is the time that we smite everybody as soon as I still have so many damn titles. I mean, my god. That is incredible. Let's revoke this nonsense here as well. I'll be honest with you, look at this. Let me just hand out a couple of titles here, okay? Because I appear to hold a lot of them. A lot of them. And oh god, this is bad news. This is very bad news. Them approving the religious control mandate is very, very bad news. If he were to try and revoke titles from me right now, I might have to go to war. Although, honestly, now that I see this, now might be the very best time to go to war against the Byzantines. They are going to lose Anatolia to the Seljuks. Oh, wow. I cannot believe that we're actually seeing an Anatolian invasion by the Seljuks. You never see that. Now, if they are revoking my title, I'm just honestly going to rebel. I'm just going to say we're out of here before they get to do that. I'm just going to, you know, pull the trigger first and declare a war for independence. Because if not now, then when will we ever do exactly this? Here we go, the war for Mallorca is over, and quite frankly, I think our wars are not yet over, because look at this. We hold a really cute little Mediterranean empire, but of course this is merely the beginning. I mean, think about it. I need to take down the Byzantine Empire, and I think it is time to start doing that. We are the independence leader, by simply demanding independence. Ooh, wait a minute, first of all, oh, let's go, baby, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Oh, it's raining money, and it's also raining independence. Let's make clear that we are the leaders of our own realm, not the leaders of, you know, a sub-realm of the Byzantine Empire. You crazy? And Crusader Jerusalem, I hate it, but that's okay. We are going to destroy the Byzantine Empire as they are busy fighting the Seljuks. Time to take them down. Nobody resists the Carthaginian Inquisition. And here they come. Can we defeat them here? Frankly, I don't know. If we do defeat them, we have slightly fewer troops. If we do defeat them, then this is the one true revenge that Carthage needed against, and by the way, I'm holding Mallorca still for no apparent reason, but then this is the one true revenge that we needed against Rome. If we cannot defeat them, I'll have to hire some mercenaries, something like that, but everything is essentially, the odds are stacked in our favor here. It's a straight crossing. It is amazing commanders. It is my moral defense and moral offense. It's good tactics at the very least. No commander over there as well, and yeah, I mean, wow. The routing over here is just... Come on, you gotta switch over, please. Oh, no. Wow. Come on. Seriously? I hate when they do that. I'll just say it. I really hate it whenever they go, okay, why don't we make it so that, what do you think about the fact that I'm gonna hunt down the enemy instead of doing something in your favor? But you gotta take them as they come. And I think I, you know, banished enough people to make this work even now. But I gotta tell you, every now and again, I don't like it. Every now and again. It pains me. Can I bait you? I baited them. Wow. You gotta be kidding me. I just baited them in. Alright, this time around we actually have more troops. It's another straight crossing. It is in the hills. Come on. Round number 2. We are in Sicily, we are in Iaconia, 2 times good tactics. The reinforcements are coming at full morale, and we have been substituted, seeing as that guy is the better commander. That's okay. I think we got him, yeah. Finally, a victory against... Oh god. Ooh, don't make me sweat like that. A victory against the Byzantine Empire. Costs me a lot of money, something that I most certainly cannot sustain, but hey, you know, this will be my victory, and this will probably mean that Anatolia falls to the Seljuk Turks. Very, very interesting that we will be confronted with the Seljuk Turks there as well, I think. For the moment, I can tell you Carthage has been reborn, and the Byzantine Empire, and with it the Roman Empire, is practically over. Iaconia has risen. And that is good news for everybody involved, for the entirety of the world. This means that the future is bright, and that our future is, amongst others, the brightest. Now, let me just tell you one thing. You, my friend, should not be holding on to this land, because that is, quite objectively speaking, my land. And I'm gonna hand that out, and we are sitting pretty at 34 moral authority. I just need a slightly higher degree of moral authority. And how do you get that? Well, Punics and Canaanites are allowed to pillage. So you know what follows next. It's, of course, the infinite pillage train. Oh, and this is one of the coolest events that I've seen. Some time has passed since the Eternal City has fallen into the hands of the Carthaginians. Slowly but surely, the local populace is becoming more tolerant of your culture, some even converting willingly. It's good to see how they recognize their true overlords. Alonas becomes Rumium. Look at that, Rumium. Although all realm provinces makes it so that we're going to have a lot of rebellions in the next 5 years. But we have a mix here, essentially, between us fake Punics and, well, you know, the Italians. I like it. I really, really like that. Now, this war being over is really, really nice, because this means that we do get some moral authority, if I'm not mistaken. 35. I was trying to conquer this, but then the Amalelite Sultanate said, why don't I take that off your hands? And I hated it. But that's okay. We're gonna figure something out here. I'm gonna make this work. And oh wow, I cannot believe this. We have actually died. Why? An infected wound. God damn it, Milikosmas. That is very unlucky. Despot Maximus the Young at 30, not that young anymore, takes over. He is, of course, Punic and Canaanite as well. And I'm going to be focusing on war here, I think. We don't have the piety at the moment, but I think we'll be fine if I just do some wars, some conquest wars, and so on and so forth. We can get that done. We are a pretty stable realm, all things considered. No matter how you look at it, I think we are one of the most stable realms out there. Everybody likes me, actually. Wow, I'm very impressed. I was not fully aware of that. And we are, of course, currently plundering, and hopefully we will, you know, keep plundering here. Let's take all of this down, and let's make it happen. What is this? I do not want to lose Hannibal's Facata. No, absolutely not. Pay for it. So, we need more piety, we need more prestige. I think I can make this happen. I think I can reform the Canaanite faith. Let's just carry on. Ooh, interesting. It has been a short while since your father passed away. You and the rest of the court have been in mourning, and it's finally time to return Cosmos to the trusting arms of Maud. May you embrace them with care in the afterlife. Now, how will you go with the construction of the sarcophagus and the burial ceremonies for your deceased father? A normal burial will do, sure. I don't think I had that strong a connection to my father. Who am I? Oh, actually, I'm charitable. You know what? They deserve the finest of sarcophagi. Absolutely. Oh god, that's going to be very expensive here. Now that you've started the construction of the sarcophagus, it is time to decide what items we should fill the casket with. These objects will guide them in the afterlife and make their journey to Maud easier. Figurines, I guess? Sure. Let's have bodyguards. I'm already in debt anyway. Can I sell anybody? Oh yes, please sell these people. Finally, the sarcophagus is complete. It is now up to you and your family members to carry the casket to the family Idum, where Cosmas will meet the gods and hopefully find peace at long last. It is an extravagant ceremony with dances, feasting, and Kohanim surrounding the sarcophagus. Once it is complete, you are certain that your father lies safely with Maud now. He was known throughout the realm as a master of stealth and likely made a few people disappear in their lifetime. Interesting. I did not actually make anyone disappear, but that's okay. Let's just carry on. Let's build a war chest. Sure, I need some money. Let's keep sieging. And I actually think, honestly, as weird as it is, I think we're going to end it here. And we're going to actually, in this consistent world, have one episode or 2 episodes set in the same dynasty and culture. I want to reform the Carthaginian kingdom. I want to reform the Canaanite religion. And for that, I mean, I very obviously need another episode, so I think until then. And wow, as weird as it feels to me to return to the same culture, family, and religion in the next episode, I'm very excited about this one. I love the Carthaginian mod, and I really wanted to do justice before we move on to Crusader Kings 3 in September. Now, with that being said, I would like, as always, of course, to thank the members of the channel, namely the bands Stefan, the Pelted, Achilles, Noah, Eterna, Falling Phoenix, Jacob, the Musialago, Dan, Florian, MFA, Mitchell, Aaron, Stefan, Snowolf, Drengili, Valerius, Monster Furby, Jake Clear, and then the 3 new members, the Leopard, George, and Fonso FC. The Leopard, George, and Fonso FC, thank you for joining the channel membership. Beyond that, I also want to thank the accounts of the channel, that is Lachlan, Wombat, Shifty, Rex, Omanorum, Kazen, and I'm not certain, but I think I already thanked you for joining. Mushin, thank you for joining. If I haven't, you know, it doesn't hurt to do it twice. And then, of course, also the beautiful, beautiful Dukes, Eric, Kiriana, Goodfield, Nathan, Jack, Kenneth, Lex, so Larry, Soloing, Pixie, Thomas, and Nick. I believe Nick, I have already told you as well, welcome to the channel membership. But of course, also here, if you do it twice, it doesn't really hurt anybody. Nick, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. And with that being said, later, alligator.